Yo, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, family? Peace and love, happy, thankful, thriving, and therapeutic Thursday. It's your boy, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. We are back again with another episode of SRDaily. The microphone is working. We are lit. We are back. We are here. It is going down. Episode 512 episodes. And your boy is feeling better, man. Sometimes you just need a haircut, right? Sometimes you just need to go to the barber, get a cut, get clean, you know what I mean? Get clean, get your beard tightened up, get your facial hair, get the baldy popping. The baldy is popping. We are back again, feeling, and this is the beautiful thing. I say it all the time, and I'm going to say it again. Joy has to come from within. Your happiness cannot be circumstantial. Right? Yes, there are things that are going to impact you. There are things that are going to make you feel sad. There are things that are going to make you feel angry. However, when you have a joy that comes from within, even if the situation doesn't change, you can change, right? Because you recognize that your happiness is not necessarily tied to the situation. It's tied to your feelings, right? Like, so something can happen and it can make you feel a certain way. But then once those moments have passed, you got to get back to you. You got to get back to you because only you can change the situation, right? Like, yes, there are other people sometimes based on the circumstance, based on the situation that can have an impact and that do have an impact. But like your happiness, your joy, your satisfaction, your contentment has to be based on you, right? Based on your outlook, based on your perception of yourself. Right, which is why again you got to have certain foundational principles. We're going to talk about this today. Certain wisdom, certain things that no matter what happens, and sometimes you stray, but you got to have something to come back to. Right, our Christian brothers and sisters would say, train a child in the way he or she should go, and when they're older, they will not depart. Right, or something like that. Right, essentially, when you are grounded in certain principles, when you are grounded in certain ideals or ideologies or certain wisdoms or knowledge, right, certain lessons, even as things happen, right, and even as you sometimes get thrown off, eventually you come back, right? And this is why, it's important to take your time in responding to situations and responding to people. It's important to take your time before you take action, because you can take an action, right? You can do a thing, you can say a thing that can lead you so far from where you want to be that it sometimes becomes harder, more difficult, and seemingly impossible to get back to your root, to get back to your foundation, to get back to your ground level, right? And so today we are, a lot better than we were in the last few days. And every day is like that, right? Like things fluctuate, things go up and down. That's life. Life is a roller coaster, but what's key is that you never or do your best to stop feeling bad about yourself, right? Don't allow your circumstances, don't allow your situation to make you shift or change how you see yourself. Still see yourself as great, still see yourself as worthy, still see yourself as powerful, still see yourself as brilliant, as creative, as an overcomer, even when it seems like sometimes you're not overcoming or you're not exhibiting the greatness that you would like. This shit is a process, dog. So like life is a process. Life is a process. Sefu said a cut will do it. Absolutely. A haircut will do it. Definitely. Yeah, you say my barber is my therapist. Yo, sometimes it be like that, man. Your barber could be a person who could just listen to you, right? Because sometimes that's all we need is somebody to listen. Sometimes we need, I have, Kimona is great and listening and great and sharing feedback. Sometimes you need just a brother, right? If you're a man, sometimes you need a brother. And no matter how great your male partner is, if you're a woman, sometimes you just need your sister, right? You just need your sister. You need similar gender, right? Same gender, similar maybe situations, right? Similar thought processes. You just need to get that shit off without the need to necessarily comfort, right? Because a lot of times men want to comfort their woman, which the woman doesn't need to fucking be comforted. She just needs to be heard. And sometimes the woman wants to comfort her man, where the man doesn't necessarily want to be comforted. He just wants to be heard, right? And so each of us, men and women, have to have people that we go to that are same gender that we can just talk to. And of course, you always need opposite gender perspective as well, right? So that's not, I'm not saying you don't. I know yesterday, talking with my barber, getting a haircut, me getting certain things out, right? To him, he's a fellow dad. He's with his wife, right? Him and his child's mother, they're together still, live in the same household. But he's a dad. He's a black man. He understands, you know, and even if he doesn't, even if he can't relate, he can understand how I can feel some type of way. So yeah, it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful time. QB Community Builders, what's going on, Auntie? Oh man, it's my lucky week. Auntie tuned in 3-4 days in a row. Come on, girl, let's go. Heaven, yo, Nevaeh, what's going on? What's going on, Nevaeh? I hope you're doing good. Sending love. The Mumi, what's going on? Peace and love. Listen, said Fusi and Kofa's tuned in. Mona Love is tuned in. It's Thursday, Thankful, Thriving, and Therapeutic Thursday food distribution today. Grief support group today. I am getting with echoes of incarceration again today, and we will be filming in Queensbridge for the Safety Without Police docu-series. We are still filming. Should be wrapped up sometime next month and a half, at least the pilot episode. And I'm excited. Well, listen, let's get the show started. Once again, I am your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. You are tuned into episode 512 of SR Daily on this brisk, chill Thursday, December 4th, 2025, December 4th. Dear childhood friend's birthday is tomorrow. A few friends' birthdays are today. December is a month full of birthdays. Every month is a month full of birthdays, right? But I know a few people who I know and love. My uncle is coming up December 17th. My favorite Uncle Wayne. I hope to see that guy, man. That guy, if you know Wayne could be any fucking way on the planet. Wayne just be moving, and then he just pop up 7 months later, 8 months later. I remember one time we ain't seen Wayne for about 2-3 years in the same damn borough, and nobody has seen him, right? Wayne just be moving and grooving, but I hope to see my guy. But let's get the show started, family. We can start with our first segment. Today's first segment, a phrase of the day, is 2 words, very simple words, yet very powerful words that have major impact. Rise up. That is the phrase of the day. Rise up. That is the message, and that is the way. No matter what, rise up and rise above. Yes, you will get knocked down, and yes, shit will get heavy, and yes, you will be on the verge of defeat, but you must rise up. This is also a song title, one of my favorite songs by Andre Day. This is the song I played, I think, close to 1,000 times on repeat when I knew my marriage was over and my children will ultimately be growing up in two separate households. I laid on the floor, and I played this song, man, on repeat. Rise up, rise up, rise up. So this song, this message, it carried me. Even before the song, though, even before the song "Rise Up," just simply being inspired by all the shit that I've endured. I had a saying, a hashtag that I use on social media. You can go back, right, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, even, and see this hashtag that I was using: "Rise above." Rise above, right? Rise above all negativity, rise above all hate, rise above all self-doubt, rise above all freaking just rise above all of the shit, all of the anger, right? All of the fury, all of the rage, all of the frustration, all of the shit, rise above it. So that's still the message, and that's still the way. And no matter what I experience, and no matter how low I allow myself to feel, right, I will always rise up and above. No matter how low I allow myself to feel, understand the words that I'm saying. I allow myself to feel low. Things happen. One of the things, right, is a situation is neither good nor bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. Our thinking, because the situation, the same thing can happen to 2 different people, and they have 2 different approaches and perspectives about the thing. So it's not the situation that is good or bad, it's your perception. And I don't say anything is bad. I say things are heavy, things are challenging, right? Which goes back to the difference I spoke about the other day on the show between something being ideal and something being perfect. It may not be ideal, right? That may cause the frustration, that may cause some sadness, some anger, some disappointment, but it's perfect. It's all divinely aligned. And so that's what I rest in. That's the truth that I settle in. And so again, no matter what happens, no matter how low I allow myself to feel, because I didn't always allow myself to feel low, but now I do because I'm in full control. And so I can go to those low spaces. I can feel those low moments. I can feel all of that emotion, knowing that I'm not going to act impulsively, whether in typing, texting, or physical action. I'm not going to take any impulsive action when it comes to whatever I'm feeling. I'm going to feel. Again, now I may yell, right? I may I haven't done it in a while, but I punched the bathroom door. right? A couple of months back. Last year sometime, I think earlier this year, I punched the bathroom door. I might hit my bookshelf. I might bang the table, right? But I'm not hitting anybody. I'm not cursing anybody out. I'm not doing any of that. So yeah, that's the message. That's the phrase of the day. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, and rise above. And let's move right along to our second segment of the day. Sefu Sankofa said, December 4th, never forget Chairman Fred Hampton. Be like Fred, love the people. Absolutely. Chairman Fred Hampton was assassinated on December 4th, right? Assassinated on December 4th, if I believe. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Sefu said, my efforts is the essence of my happiness, not the result. Come on, wisdom. Come on, wise old sage. You know what I mean? Oh, snap moments that looking good, coach. Thank you, baby love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Second segment of the day, needs to know news of the day. Today's news is a news flash. Guys, I want you to remember, I want you to fully understand that you can come back from anything. You can come back from anything. Truly, truly, you can. You can mess your life all the way up and still turn it around. You can mess your life all the way up and you can still turn it around. You got to know this. God, the divine, can take your mess and make it your message. That energy, that source can transform your tragedies into your triumphs, can take your struggles and make them your successes. It can take the very source of your pain and make it the catalyst for your power. You have to know this. Yes, feel all the feels and allow yourself to have all of the thoughts. But in the back of your mind and in the front of your mind, right, remember the old adage, it ain't over till you quit. So don't quit on yourself. And most importantly, don't quit on God, because God will never, ever, ever quit on you. So keep going, keep stepping. One step at a time is how you get there. Keep stepping, keep persisting, keep like resisting temptation to go backwards, right? Again, have wise counsel, have a strong support system, have things you listen to that don't fuel your fire, that settle you, that calm you, that remind you of your greater purpose, that reminds you that you are not the only fucking one who has gone through a struggle, who has gone through a tough time. You're not the only one who is going through a tough time. Storms don't last always. Like, know who to listen to, know what to listen to, know your safe space, know where to go when you're feeling heavy, when you're feeling overwhelmed, whether it's to see a family member, whether it's to your favorite restaurant, to a movie theater, whether it's to a park, sit with nature, sit by the water, right? Like, open your journal, right? Open a book, put a certain movie on. Know yourself. Know what you need to get back to balance. Never quit. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep stepping, you could come back from any fucking thing. Like, I promise you, you can. I promise you, you can. There's been tons of stories of people who have lost everything, right? Lost everything. Understand that material is transitory, right? Anything material can be lost. Anything material, your house, your home, your relationship, right? With your spouse, with your parent, with your children, all of that shit could be lost. Your fucking job, but what they can't take away from you, what can be lost once you have it, is your mindset, right? Is your habits. So those are the things you have to come back to: meditation, exercise, right? Again, daily walks. Something have something anchors that anchors you. That, again, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how tough it seems, no matter how tough it is in reality, right? Realistically, have something to fall back on, right? Practices, habits, mindsets. What are your mantras, right? Understand that we get better at what we repeat and we focus on. So what are you repeating? What messages are you repeating to yourself? What actions are you repeating, right? Are you reading? Are you writing? Are you exercising? Are you meditating, right? Are you laughing, right? Understand that laughter is a freaking extremely therapeutic and healing. Laughter is one of the 7 pillars to a healthy brain, is to laugh. Laugh often, laugh a lot, laugh deep from your belly, hearty laugh. Ha 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 ha. Right? Like, from your core. Laugh out loud. LOL. Laugh out loud. Uninhibited, unapologetically. Laugh at yourself, right? Don't laugh at others, right? You don't want to laugh at the expense of other people. That's not good. But laugh at yourself. Laugh when something is funny, right? Put some comedy on. Go to a comedy show, right? And laugh, right? But yeah, man, you can come back from anything. That's the news flash. That's the reminder. That's the news I want you to take from this show is that you can come back from anything. Divorce, parental alienation, bankruptcy, homelessness, right? All the ridicule in the world, right? Near-death experiences, right? Freaking, there are people who are paralyzed who came back. There are people who are paralyzed. Listen, the Heal documentary is incredible. One of my favorite stories in that documentary is the brother who was riding his bike. The bike he hit something, fell, he messed the spine all the way up, right? Messed the spine all the way up. I think they told him he would never walk again, unassisted. He's walking again. He's riding his bike again, right? Like marathon. You can come back from anything. Don't let nobody tell you different. Mindset is key. Mindset is key. Once you have the right mindset, once you have the mindset that I can come back from anything, right? That no matter how low it gets, no matter how no matter how low I get, no matter how low I feel, no matter how tough it gets, excuse me, no matter who leaves me, no matter who condemns me, no matter who, as long as I don't quit on God, right? As long as I don't quit on divine source energy, as long as I don't give up on myself and the God inside of me, and I can come back, I can bounce back, right? It's your comeback season. Excuse me. Pardon me. But yeah, man, that's the news of the day, right? It ain't over till you quit. Don't quit. Don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on God, because God will never, ever, 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 ever quit on you. As long as you are still living, as long as you are still breathing, you have opportunity to get better, to get stronger, to get wiser, to get sharper, to get faster, to become more resilient. You're already resilient, so you just got to sustain that resilience and become more resilient. And understand sometimes that like things that happen to stretch your capacity for how much you could take. How much can you hold? How much can you hold? Remember, sometimes you get what you ask for. You always get what you ask for. And some of us ask for greatness. Greatness doesn't come just in the form like, oh yeah, this is the thing. Now you're great. Greatness comes in the form of challenges. You got to lose first sometimes. And even if you come out winning, right? I remember when you say you got to lose. And I like the example of Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, last year in college won. First year in the NBA won, right? Magic Johnson had 5 finals, right? He won 5 championships, right? Magic Johnson went through some shit though. And he didn't win every fucking year. So even though he came into the NBA, he won his first year, then he lost, then he won, then he lost, then he lost, then he lost, then he won, then he won, then he lost, then he won. Right? Like Michael Jordan came in, he lost a lot, right? But then he won. And he's now regarded as the greatest of all time. Right? So like you can come back, man. You can come back no matter how messed up this shit is, right? Again, you can mess your life all the way up completely. You can flip this shit upside down. You can freaking lose everything and only have the drawers on your body, and you can still rise up. You can still bounce back. You can still come back and be better than before. You can even be better than before. All right, let's move right along though to our third segment of the day, family. Our third segment. Maylin, what's going on, sister? What's going on, sister? Peace and love. Peace and love. Oh, snap. Mona said you can go from shit to lit. Absolutely, you can go from being shit to being lit, right? Said Fu said, I lost friends, family, relationships, shelter, all in the last 10 years, and I gained more clarity with the gains I acquired after. I am in shock where I am considering the value I put on the losses. The real value are in ideas. Ideas are eternal. That's a gem. Let's read that one more time. Put that on the screen. Brother Sefu Sankofa tuned in to Facebook Live, said I lost friends, family, relationships, and shelter all in the last 10 years. And I gained more clarity with the gains I acquired after. I am in shock where I am considering the value I put on the losses. The real value are in ideas. Ideas are eternal. Absolutely. Ideas, mindsets, habits. Some shit nobody can take that shit away from you. Auntie, QB Community Builder said, with each loss, I receive 2 gains, and I'm striving for more courage. Others, just like you said, to look up, because the one thing about being down is the only direction, and I choose up. Absolutely. Again, Les Brown is I would love to meet Les Brown, work with Les Brown, speak with Les Brown, and I'm claiming that, I'm speaking that into existence, because he said some shit So profound. Les Brown is probably, if I'm not, maybe next to Tony Robbins, maybe more than Tony Robbins. I don't know. But at one point, he was the highest paid fucking motivational speaker coach in the world. Les Brown is phenomenal. He's a black man from Florida. Les Brown said, if you get knocked down, try to land on your back. Because if you could look up, you could get up. If you get knocked down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. That's a freaking bar. Let's go to the third segment of the day. Today's third segment is a tip of the day. Today's tip, going back to something we said earlier, remember your wisdom. Remember your wisdoms. Eddie Kruger, what's going on, my brother? Remember your wisdoms. Remember your wisdoms. Remember your wisdoms. That is the tip for today, to remember your wisdoms. Seriously, though. Whether you are a religious person or an intellectual, a spiritual person or a creative genius, either or a blend of all, remember the wisdoms you've learned and never forget them. Remember the cliches and the nuggets dropped by your aunts and uncles, your grandfathers and your grandmothers. Hold fast to the sacred teachings, or simply to the truth in your heart. This is why to remember, right? The sacred teachings, or simply the truths that exist in your heart. This is why you must silence the noise in your mind. This is why you've got to go silent. LeBron James calls it 0 dark 30, when you block out all noise, all distractions, right? You silence the noise in your mind so that you can hear what's being communicated to you. You block out the silence in your mind. The TV, the movies, the radio, the podcast, all of those things could be super beneficial, right? The relationships even, right? Sometimes you got to block all of that shit out, right? Like you got to take some time, right? And it don't always have to be a lot of time, right? Because sometimes you don't have a lot of time. You're a parent, you're a spouse, right? It don't always have to be a lot of time, but sometimes you got to take time. You have to take time to block out the shit. 5 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours a day, right? Depending on what you got, based on your situation. Take the time to block the noise, silence everything, so you can hear what's being communicated to your heart, to your spirit, to your soul. Your soul knows. Your soul knows. Your soul knows where you're going. Your soul knows why a certain challenge presented itself at this particular time. Your soul knows. Silence the noise. Silence the noise and hear what's being communicated to you. All right, and let's go right along to our fourth and final segment of the day, family. Fourth and final segment is our build of the day, as always. And today's build, following the theme of today's show, sometimes it is at your lowest points that you get the most profound ideas. That fool pretty much communicated that in his message and his comment. Sometimes it's at your lowest points that you get the most profound ideas. Your lowest points, you get the most profound ideas. Do you understand that? Say it one more time. Sometimes it is at your lowest points that you get the most profound ideas. Trust your process. Trust that God will never take you to a place where you don't also be carried out and through. Where you won't also be carried out and through. God will not take you to a place where you will not also be carried out that place and carried through that place. This knowing, this knowing, this is not a belief. You have to know this shit. You know it because you've been in dark places before and you've been brought out of dark places. Family members, people that you know, stories that you've read, people have been in dark places and they've been brought out of dark places. They've been in low places and they've been brought out of low places, right? It's a knowing. This knowing is in you. It's inside of you. You know. You was in a dark place. You was in your mother's womb. You was in a dark place and now you're here. Walking, talking, living, breathing, eating, shitting, right? Shitting in the toilet and shitting on people, right? Shitting on the haters and the doubters and the naysayers, right? And the player haters, right? And the people who try to forget you and neglect you and lie on you, right? And the people that like, yeah, you shit on all of them. Not by saying anything to them, but just by succeeding at the highest level. Just by succeeding at the highest level. You don't got to call nobody out. You don't got to call nobody names. You don't got to say nothing to anybody, right? Any of the haters. You don't got to address them at all. Success is the greatest revenge. To strive and accomplish and be great and be legendary because it's inside of you. That God gene, that all-knowing, that all-powerful essence, it exists inside of you. It's at your core. It's who you are. So just like be who you are. So understand this. Sometimes at your lowest points, that you get the most profound ideas. You may have to be homeless. You may have to experience illness. You may have to experience divorce and parental alienation for you to come face to face with a very specific opportunity that will catapult you to your highest heights. Understand this, God don't make mistakes. God does not make mistakes. There is no mistake in the universe. Nothing is coincidental. Every single thing is divine. Every hair on your head is counted. Every step is ordered. Even the ones that you think are not. Even the freaking spilled glass, the broken glass is ordered, it's divine, it's part of the process. It's part of the revelation. It's something in that moment, right? You bend down to clean a glass, get an idea for a glass cleaner, right? It's a tool set that the world needs, right? Like you never know what idea could be the idea to put you in legendary status. What idea that you can create, that you have, that will help transform the whole world. You never know. So this is why you got to just trust the process. And you got to feel the shit. And you got to be in the shit. And you got to not curse the shit, but embrace the shit. Don't curse the darkness, embrace it. Don't curse the fact that you dropped the glass and it broke. Like, okay, I dropped the glass and it broke. Damn. Okay, let's clean it up. How do we prevent this? Right? Not, oh my gosh, I can't believe I dropped the glass, I broke the glass, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb. No, get those thoughts out of your head. Get your mother's voice, your father's voice, your grandmother's voice, your grandfather's voice, your husband's voice, your wife's voice. Get those voices out of your head. Your teacher's voice. Get those voices out of your head. Like limiting beliefs? No. People break glasses all the time. You're not stupid, you're not dumb, you're not anything. You broke a glass. That's it. Look at something for what it is, not what you're telling yourself it is, right? You broke a glass. It doesn't mean anything else other than you broke a glass. Now, it could mean that you weren't paying attention, right? It could mean that if you weren't paying attention. Proper assessment is key. Give yourself a proper assessment. But get those other voices out of your head and understand, back to what I'm saying, is that you may got to go through the worst of shit, right? For a specific situation, for a specific opportunity to align. I'll go back to this. Not just the Dear New York thing and how that's connected. Me meeting Brandon, me getting featured in Dear New York book, Dear New York Grand Central Station exhibit. But if the situation with my children doesn't happen in 2022, right, it's very likely that I don't go to an event early 2023, right? I go to an event with my ex. I meet David Pickett. David Pickett is the CEO of Gotham. Gotham is a real estate company that's been around for over 100 years. David, at that event with Flux Factory, he was being honored, right? Because in his new building in Long Island City, he created a ground floor space, a community space, gave it to Flux Factory for free to do community events, right? That event, David said something so profound. He said, real estate should not eradicate, right? Art and culture, it should enhance it. So I spoke to David. I got his card. I emailed him. I reached out to him. He ended up sponsoring the Vegan Festival 2023, gave $5,000, no questions asked, no strings attached. Didn't want anything, right? Didn't even want paperwork to say. He just like, what are you doing? Like, how much do you need? All right, we can contribute $5,000. And he did it. Emailed him a few weeks ago. He said he would love to support again. I'm about to send him a follow-up email today or tomorrow. I got a plan that's deeper than just the Vegan Festival sponsorship. I got some real shit I want to do with him and that company, right? Really get them to invest in our community, get him to invest in this I'm about to give it away. I ain't even launched my program yet, but get him to invest in this brain science program that I'm developing, right? So yeah, man, like you gotta go through the shit. And sometimes at your lowest points, you get your most profound ideas, or you get put in a position where you meet somebody, where you connect with somebody, right? That's gonna help propel you to your highest heights. And everything you've lost, every single thing you've lost, so long as you remain faithful to your mission, will be renewed and you will get it back 100-fold. You will never be forgotten nor forsaken. Know this, trust this. You can go from overlooked to overbooked, from seemingly nothing to the brightest fucking star in the universe. Because even when the world thought nothing was happening, even when it seemed like you weren't doing anything substantial, God was elevating you. Know that shit. Remember that shit. Even when it seemed like nothing was happening, even when it seemed like everything was falling apart and you weren't doing anything substantial, God was elevating you. You was being elevated. You were ascending. You were ascending. Sometimes you take 2 steps backwards to take 10 steps forward. Understand that when you're running, you get low. You get low when you're running. You get low. Boom! And then you break out. Right? And then you break out. So embrace everything. Trust your process. Know that you will never be forgotten nor forsaken. God is always with you. God is always in you. God is always guiding you and protecting you and strengthening you and refining you. All is divine. Lean in. Yo, listen, guys, that's the show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Sefu said the best of grapes are when squeezed. Cold turns to diamonds under pressure. Absolutely. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Martin. This is episode 512 of SR Daily. Please do join us right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and of course, Instagram Live. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. Staying down. So get up! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. Peace and love.